Today I'll be talking about the effects of classical music on mental activity. Classical music can enhance the activity of neurotransmissions that can affect a person's brain. The musical stylings of Beethoven and Bach can take you to another level in mental health. Classical music can affect the brain in many positive ways. Most people aren't fond of classical music or even have classical music as a selection choice. Listening to classical music for 20 minutes a day can stimulate the genes responsible for the brain function and memory. So, in a study done in 2008 at the Institute of Behavior Science University found that classical music induced deep sleep in students dealing with a sleep disorder. So here I have a brain where I got off the Institute of Behavior Science website shows studies of a rested brain and a brain that is being stimulated, a brain that's reacting to classical music. I will also explain how listening to classical music has a positive effect on the brain, reducing stress, improve memory, and reduce insomnia. Let's start by finding the data that shows the effects of what classical music has. So the data shows that classical music on the brain is a healing power, is an incredible memory for sounds, creates creativity and boosting memory. Also, classical music has been known to boost omega 3, which has a common effect that prevents the release of stress hormones. Classical music is important force of mental health theory in human connections and emotions. In 2018, studies showed that different types of classical music paid for patients slowed the heart rate and breathing decreased stress level. Listening to classical music releases the body natural happy chemical that improves a person's mood. When you're happy, you are less stressed. Classical music is associated with classical periods in Western history, and hearing Mozart is very beneficial for relaxation. Classical music regulated genes associated with the neurodegeneration diseases. It lowers blood pressure, decreases anxiety. Once we have viewed the studies here that shows how the brain is affected by classical music, um, it does your body good. Listening to the harmonies and rhythms provide calming effects and lowers blood pressure. Playing different styles of classical music, but study here shows that listening to Mozart increased the wave activities linked to different memories. As you see here, like the different types, what memories it stimulates in your mind. Also, understand the ability of classical music. You may add classical music to your playlist. A 2013 study found that classical music helps put people in a better mood. Classical music increases activities in the pleasure center of the brain. As you see here, the pleasure center of the brain. Improves productivity, makes the task more enjoyable. It also raises your IQ 10 points. Classical music helps and have a positive effect on mental activities and a lot of positive outcomes. There are a ton of brain benefits derived from listening to classical music, such as decreased blood pressure, boost memory, sparks creativity, and reduce stress levels. As I've shown here, where the effects of classical music can reduce and stimulate the mind on all levels. Now that you understand the healthiness and relaxation it has on the body, brain, and sleeping, let's review what I discussed. I have explained how classical music and artists have different effect. Artists such as Beethoven have a different effect on the brain and sleep disorder. As in how classical music can fight depression. The harmonies and rhythm relieve pain without pain medication. Classical music makes you happy. We as people should consider adding classical music to our playlist. The positive benefits of listening to classical music and studies, right here as you see, shows great health and mental effects listening to classical music. Now that I have researched and have become very informed on the cause and effects of classical music will get me through my studies for future semesters to come.